It's another original BW Sports 1 production.
Pew pew!
What is good, everybody? This is your man's the one, and this is Dukes of Football. Today is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, 7 p.m. What is it? November 15th. Awesome. What is going on, everybody? Hanging out, getting it in. You're like, hey, he's an hour early. Did he do daylight savings time? Is he trying to fall back? No, I am actually jumping on a little early today. Have some parenting to do here in about 45 minutes or so. No, my son is playing travel football this year or this season, and he made a team. So we are having the parents Zoom meeting this evening. So I jumped on a little early to make sure that you guys got to get your football talk in for this week. So, no, man, it's been a good week. I hope you guys had a good week since the last time we have seen each other. It's been an exciting week of football. Still the rhetoric. We haven't just let these kids play on the field yet. They're still trying to denounce. I'll talk about it later a little bit, not too much. I've been harping on it for like the last month, so there's really no need to continue to beat that horse, good or bad. But yeah, man. So it's been a good week of football. I made an investment this weekend, and hopefully it'll pay off years down the road. You know what I mean? The things that you do for your children to make it to where they want to make, or at least give them the opportunities to make it to where they want to make it. Side note, I don't know if you guys watched that wrestling match with Golden State and Minnesota last night. I am going to reach out to TheOne Big Storm because we're going to have to talk about this on the state of basketball. I know he's been doing some juggling with his schedule, so that's why you haven't seen much of us here lately. But as soon as we get that nailed down, you're going to see either me or both of us, hopefully both of us, so to get back into it. So, yeah. So we had a good weekend. Everybody here is fine. We celebrated my wife's next birthday, or her current birthday of this year. So we had a little fun with that. Got to hang out with some good friends of ours, the Douglases. They had an adventure themselves last week. I won't give out their details, but their wedding anniversary was, and not like that either, but their wedding anniversary was this past week. So shout out to them. So it was good times, good fun. Let's see, what else do we have going on in that of the small talk? All right, I'm looking. I don't see any small talk material other than you will see my brother later on in the show. Right now, he is doing his parent duties as well as his slash coaching hat, coaching our dearest Jasmine in her intramural basketball. I know she likes to play, but didn't want to go through all the other stuff. Hey, I understand. That's the stuff. You still love the game, but you don't want to go through all the politics behind it. So I get it. But here we are, Wednesday, November 15th. We are in Season 5, Episode 11. Can you believe it? Season 5. 5 football seasons of myself and the Lion. Man, we'll be doing this for a while, hopefully. I mean, it's fun to get over here and talk football with you guys. But here we go. I guess I'm ready to get into it. So first up, we do our high school things, so that brings us our future memory makers, brought to you by Checkers Life Customs. Get all of your direct-to-print needs at one local spot. Make sure you give a call to 317-494-0811 and today, and let them know that BW Sports 1 sent you right over there for your oh, Lord have mercy. No, I don't want any pop-ups. Stop it. I got enough apps on everything from here to Timbuktu. So that means we're getting into our high school. What is I think it's that one I like. Yes, that is it. There's the one. So you see me, you see the background, and you see the screen. So stop jibber jabber, get this thing over. So right now it is semi-state time here in Indiana when it comes to high school football. I think my camera, or am I just moving too far over? There we go. Just got to move myself. So it is semi-state time here in Indiana for our high school state football. The classes have broke down. So there's basically 4 teams left in all of divisions going down into the state competition, state tournament final, which will be next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium. Yes, that's where the famed Indianapolis Colts, who are having a fabulous, unexpected season with all of the injuries and the setbacks and all things like that. But semi-state week up, let's see who are our combatants. That sounds kind of funny, like they're going to go to war. But anyway, 6A, our top division. Normally those are the biggest schools throughout the state, normally in the central Indiana or around the major cities. Let's see, Westfield, 11-1, going up against Crown Point at 12-0. That will be the north side. Let's see, the north side of the state. And the south side of the state will have Center Grove and Ben Davis. Both Center Grove and Ben Davis have recently won multiple state championships. Both of them have rich histories. This is a game to watch. Would it been at Ben Davis, it would have been a good game to take the young fella to go see what high school level football is at the highest level here in the state, because that's going to be a good one right there, folks. If you got time to get out there and watch it, go ahead. But he's got enough going on with practices and all over the place. We're not going to be able to get to that one, but that will be a good one. The Westfield, I know a little bit about them. This is a good football team. Haven't seen much of Crown Point. They're more north of the state, so don't get enough of them. Let's see, Class 5A, we got Mooresville at 10-2 and Fort Wayne Snyder at 11-1 on one side, and on the other side we have Bloomington South traveling to Decatur Central, where we were recently for the Crossroads Championships with my son's youth league for his last football game with Pike Youth League. So Decatur Central has got a nice program. We do know young people there. Our good friends, the Douglases, their daughter, is a cheerleader there, so that's pretty cool. So nice to see Decatur Central in on that action. So those are your 6A and 5A classes. 4A, we have Northwood at Leo, and then we have New Pal, who has won it a couple times in the last several years, going up against East Central, who is undefeated at 13-0. And in the Class 3A, you have Knox at 13-0, going against Bishop Chatard at 13-0. That should be a pretty good one. Indianapolis Bishop Chatard is one of our private schools, so, they pay for their championship. I'm just kidding. That wasn't fair of me. Let's see, on the other side, you have Gibson Southern at 11-2 going against Heritage Hills at 12-1, and I have zero clue where either one of those schools are located within the state. I should probably look that up, or probably not. 2A, we have Lafayette Central Catholic. Our boys played their youth league up in Lafayette, a good program. Let's see, they're going against Fort Wayne Bishop Lures at 10-3. On the other side, you have Southmont at 8-5, which is that's the only team left with that many losses, 5 losses. Wow. And to be in the semi-state, they caught fire at the end of the season. They must have had some injuries early and broke it back. Going against North Posey. I know that's not Posse, so I'm going to go with Posey at 12-2. Still have no idea where neither one of those schools are located either. And then the Class A, which is our lowest class, you got North Judson St. Pierre at 9-4. Wow, there's another one with quite a few losses. Most likely they probably caught fire at the end of the season. And they're going against Adams Central at 13-0. And then you have Indianapolis Lutheran, which is the alma mater of our red-headed Hulk over at Elite Performance. That is his alma mater. They're 11-1 or 11-0 going against Sheridan, which is 10-3. So good luck to all of these young men and their families for all their sacrifices they're putting in high school. This is one of the top achievements, team achievements, is winning the state title. Not too just like I don't want to compare it to, but just like national championships or pro level championships, only a select few get those type of accolades. So kudos to those guys. Good luck to you, and we'll be back to high school next week when we give you our state final competitors. All right, so that means we're going to move it along here across the NCAA. Some great games this week on the college level. I thought I picked some pretty good games for us last week. Most of us did pretty well. I think all of us were above 500 on our almost 500 on our picks. So good games, but it was also good games across the board. We saw a lot of things happen. We did see a lot of analysts say this is a put up or shut up. I don't want to say put up or shut up, but this was a prove it type of game for Michigan going against their first decent opponent or first legit opponent of the season, also being a top 10 ranked team. But the way that they took care of that game was unpleasing to some analysts, not to say that they get the respect as the players on the field. But I want to bring one side note I was thinking about the other day. With all of this going on with this sign stealing stuff, all of these the word I'm trying to say, just can't say it right now. Who knows? With all these things going on being said about them, what I've been picking up on what people are not talking about is all these allegations are from the 21-22 season. It's not the current 23 season. So I feel that if we were to continue to move on and win, that this season shouldn't be tainted because you're arguing over stuff that happened before, not stuff that happened current this season. So I feel like if you wanted to punish the school, you could, but you really relatively can't punish the kids of this season who aren't receiving those particular benefits that you say they're receiving, because all of these allegations are from the 21 and the 22 seasons. So just putting that out there. But anyway, the end of the game is they run 37 straight plays, 37 straight run plays on a top 10 defense, on a defense that had not given up any points to anybody in the country in the third quarter like Michigan. But there's only one team that comes out of that that's still giving up no points in the third quarter and just manhandling people across the board. And that's Michigan. They lined up their guys, they lined up against our guys, and in the trenches, our guys won. You push them around. I don't care if you can say the quarterback didn't do nothing. Now, we've proven that J.J. McCarthy is a quality quarterback, but at the point of why should we use him when we can run the ball 37 straight times and you cannot do anything about it, period. You know what I mean? You saw the big lineup. We're going to run right. And guess what they did? They ran right. They're going to line up again. We're going to run left. Guess what they did? They run left. We told you what we're going to do in the lineup. That's what we're going to do. You're going to run. You couldn't do it. So, to me, I feel that they've been legit all year because of the dominance. It's not really so much the schedule who you play, it's how you dominate what you play. So, yeah. But anyway, so they continue to win. We'll move on from that. I would say some of these guys look really good and made a statement this year. Ooh, look at this. We got Michigan versus everybody. If I can get a hold of one of those shirts, I promise you I'll wear it every day until we lose. And then I'll wear it some more. I feel like that was a big middle finger to everybody. It does. I really do. Because out of all of what went on, the funniness of how the Big Ten acted, you're going to wait to the last minute on a Friday when you know the court system is closed to suspend him. So it feels like you're doing more to Jim Harbaugh than you pretty much, it's just, it's ridiculous. I would even still talk about it. But anyway, let's see, what was I doing? I was going to flip screens to force me to keep talking about somebody else. We have a new number one in the CFP playoff. Georgia jumped with the phenomenal win over Missouri, a top program, a program that was on the outside looking into the playoff. Quality program, quality win for Georgia. Other than just a number, it was just how they did it on the field. We've been not really so much questioning Georgia. Georgia's been kind of just putting along, not really making impressive wins, but making quality wins and doing what you need to do, handling your business. But the last few weeks, the last couple competitions, Georgia is just basically saying, hey, we feel a little disrespected as the defending back-to-back national champions. So here's these top teams that you have. We're going to go ahead and knock these cats off for you. Another one this week with Tennessee. It's not as big as it should have been because Tennessee has lost some games too, obviously Missouri and some other things like that. But or Ole Miss is who they just beat up real good, which I love that. The fact that I am not a Lane Kiffin fan whatsoever. I love the fact that he gets smashed when he comes up against quality teams and quality coaches. He gets out-coached and his kids gets outplayed because he's not really a good coach. But anyway, Georgia, let it be known that we're not just going to walk away. We're really wanting to win this third straight national championship. So, and with all the focus being on Michigan and the sign stealing scandal from 2 years ago, they are kind of flying on top of the radar. They look very impressive. Alabama looks extremely impressive. Dan or I didn't write those guys off early in the year when they took that loss to Texas because they have done nothing but got better and really, really, really beat down everybody they've played since then. Milroe is playing absolutely phenomenal football. I think he is slowly creeping up on the outside edge of that Heisman race. I still think it's a three-man race right now between Michael Penix Jr., J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix, Washington, Michigan, and Oregon. So we'll see how those play out again because it looks like Washington, the way it plays out, who sees? It looks like Washington and Oregon can play again for the Pac-12 championship, so that can be a good determining factor what's going on there for the Heisman race. And also J.J. McCarthy and another name mentioned in Marvin Harrison, they all have games with each other. So the Heisman race is going to play out really much in the next 2 weeks. Let's see who else looked good. Ohio State rolled Michigan State, but that was to be expected of what's going on over there. Let's see, some other college news that is worth mentioning. Jimbo Fisher with a $76 million payout to leave Texas A&M. how bad are you? How bad is how cancerous is your program? How infected is your program that a school is willing to pay you $76 million to go away? Not $76 million to come coach us to a national championship, but $76 million to go away to save us this embarrassment that you keep giving us to Alabama and Georgia and LSU. I just think Jimbo Fisher was overrated. He probably should have stayed as a coordinator. But he's going to fall on his feet. He's going to find another job. Some other school is going to give him an opportunity to stink it up. Let's see. I hear Brian Kelly's on the super hot seat. No matter if he wins this weekend or loses this weekend, he's going to get fired. The win or loss only determines when he gets fired. If he wins the game, they'll probably wait to the end of the season. If he loses the game, he's going to get that tarmac action. Never been a fan of firing coaches within the season. Think you should finish them out because of the kids and all those relationships. Even though they're losing, there's still relationships built there. So I will keep an eye on that. Let's see anything else with that. Oh, Pac-12 news. Good news for Washington State and Oregon State, which are the last two teams technically in the Pac-12. I know that they've had some litigation over the past few weeks, months, about who has a controlling vote or factor or say within the board of directors when it comes to decisions for the Pac-12. All of them think that they should still have a vote or a say in things, and Washington State and Oregon State both feel that all of you guys do through the bylaws that have been structured within the Pac-12's paperwork. If you say or announce that you're leaving the conference, your vote is immediately revoked. So I don't understand why we're still having this conversation with how Washington State and Oregon State still doesn't have control. But yesterday, a judge upheld or granted a stay or one of those legal terms that allows Washington State and Oregon State to be the only two voices for the Pac-12 when negotiating new schools or whatever that is that they're trying to do. Apparently, Washington State and Oregon State are trying to keep together the Pac-12 and have some plan in place. I don't know what it is. We haven't seen it. We haven't heard anything, or at least I haven't. So we'll see how that goes. But kudos to them. I feel like if all the other guys vacated their spots in the Pac-12, they shouldn't have members of the board. I agree with that. Oh, yeah. Ooh, tea. Sun tea. Okay, not really sun tea. It's just iced tea. Let's see. Anything else for college? No, that will be it for college. So that means it's time to pick our college games. Okay, college games. Let's see. Doc Sports, BW Sports Network picks of the week for the NCAA, brought to you by Doc Sports. Text hashtag BW Sports 229022 for your free $60 in picks. If you are a better gambling person and like to get into those type of things, make sure you check out our guy Rafael Esparza over at Doc Sports and MyBookie. Check him out, and you can bet that. You can get all his prop bets and all those things like that for you to test your monies. So check that out. So time for games. Let's see. Oh, I guess before we games, I guess I got to give you the what do we call that? The leaderboard for our picks within our show personalities. Myself, Tommy, DeLion, the Source, Timothy, all those guys. Let's see. It looks like I am still hanging at the top with a 3-point lead. Let's see. So I'm going to try to stay up there as best I can. We got 2 more weeks of college. I think we are going to add bowl games in this year. I don't know. I'm going to ask the guys and see what they think. I think we might, because we've always stopped at the regular season for college and the regular season for the NFL. I'm going to check with the guys, but I think we're going to add bowl games and NFL playoffs to our race this season. So there, you have our leaderboard to see how our guys are doing. And now you can check out our picks, and you can match them up, see what you do and how we do. First game up, we have a battle in the Pac-12. Speaking of those Washington State Cougars, they won a battle in the quarter, but can they win the battle on the field? You got the primetime Colorado Buffaloes coming in on a losing streak. I think a big shot that they had. What up, Big Ben? Let's go, Georgia. I hear you. They had a shot last week that would have given them an opportunity to be bowl eligible, with the late second field goal loss to Arizona last week. I think that layover and all the things that's happening off the field that's going to keep hindering the Colorado Buffaloes. You know, you got your quarterback and his phantom getting booted. You know what I mean? Things like that. So I like Washington State in this game. I know they've fallen out of the top 25, but they have a very high-powered offense, and they're sitting at home up in Pullman. So it should be a good game. And plus, I can't pick against the Cougars because my daughter is a Cougar. So this is the most you'll probably have ever seen us pick anything with Washington State, and that is particularly why. When Jasmine goes to college, we're probably going to pick her teams a lot too, so get ready for it. So this is how our guys picked it. You got DeLion and Tommy Boy. The brothers stick together. They're going with Colorado, and the rest of us are going with Washington State. Game 2 of NCAA picks. We're going to come back here to the Big Ten. A lot of these games aren't winning games. A lot of the top 25 are playing off games this week or bye weeks, getting ready for those last few games to go into conference championships and things of like that. So not too many ranked games against each other, but I got a couple special ones for you. So these first two games are kind of bonus games, you know what I mean? Guys that aren't going to be on there because they're not doing so hot. So we got the Indiana Hoosiers hosting the Michigan State Spartans. I still think their coach got a shady deal. I don't want to get into it again. We talked about it earlier in the season, but I do think they got a shady deal. But they're in a huge rebuilding. I don't know what's going over at Little Brother's house, but I'd like to see them get it fixed and get back in. Buffalo suck. Enough said. Big Ben, you're awesome. Hey, Big Ben, let me ask you a question. You think he's going to Texas A&M, or are you going to go by his word and say because all of his family is there, because you know his daughter does play for the Colorado Lady Buffaloes? So you got 3 of your sons there. You got your daughter there. You know, you got people there that you've all listed. Do you think that he is going to stay there, or do you think if the money comes at him, is he going to go to the SEC where he can bring his luxury luggage with him and add some of them big uglies that you need? Because you're going down to Texas A&M, you're in the SEC, you're going to get those big uglies. It's going to take you a minute to get those big uglies in the Big 12. I say Big 12 because he's not in the Big 12 anymore. So that's just a question I have for you, Big Ben, when you're talking about Colorado. But here, IU, I like IU's offense. Defense has struggled a little bit. I think they're on the right path. IU is something about IU. They always put about 3 to 4 guys in the league, you know what I mean, over a 4 to 5, 6 year span. So I like IU in this matchup. If you can see the line, IU actually has the line. So I like IU in this matchup. Let's see how the other people fought. Here you go. It's a pretty even split. A couple of them are with the Sparties, and a couple of them are with the Hoosiers. Third down, Hoosiers. Hey, man, it's a great place to go watch a football game. I've been there a couple times, only to watch Michigan beat that ass, but that's beside the point. Game 3, we're going to go back to the Pac-12. We're going to take the 5th-ranked Washington Huskies, which is on the outside of the Pac-5. The top 4 of the CFP. Big game for them. A good showing, good opportunity to show what Michael Pettis Jr. is about. You know, this is going to be another game. Not a whole lot of defense is going to be played in this game. So this will be a high-power offense. You got Michael Pettis Jr. who's got Heisman hopes on his side, and you got DJ Uiagalelei from Clemson transfer over to Oregon State, who's actually having a pretty good season himself. Oregon State is at home. Oregon State is defending the Pac-12 as in Washington State when they're doing with Colorado. So this is my upset game. This is my upset game. If you look at the line here, see that 2.5? There's something they know about the defense, you know, and Washington, this is like their 4th or 5th straight ranked opponent. You know what I mean? We're going to see them, or they battle tested. They are definitely battle tested. So, again, another split for us. But I am going with the Beavers. I kind of like this game. This is a good game. Let's see. Ooh, look at it, folks. It's John Wayne Buzzard. Lots of room to sit at IU games. You're funny. See, that's a Purdue guy right there. You know, he's taking all that. Hey, when is the Oaken Bucket? Is that next week? Damon, the Beaver lover. This is a family show, John. This is a family show. No, I'm a Cougar. Washington State Cougars. 2 weeks, I think. Okay, so the Oaken Buckets in 2 weeks. Last game of the year. I like it. And I'm probably going to go with IU. I'm sorry. All right, so moving it along, our last game for college, another ranked game. This one is the Battle of Kansas. You got the 21st ranked Kansas State, and then you have the 25th ranked Kansas Jayhawks. Both are sitting at 7-3. Not going to the Big 12 championship game, but both of these schools, obviously this is an in-state rivalry. You know how those get, don't you, John? Purdue and IU. This is one of those in-state rivalries. It should be a really good game. Both of these offenses are very high-powered. They both have really good running games, but I like Kansas State's defense just a little bit more. So I'm going to go with Kansas State to pull out a close one in the end. And another one, this is another good week of picks. We're split down the middle as you can get with 7 people. Let's see, who else are we going to? So we take that out. And then let's see. So those were our games for college of the Doc Sports NCAA BW Sports Network picks of the week. So make sure you guys jump over to mybookie.ag to make your picks. And if you need help picking your picks, make sure you jump over to MyBookie and look at Rafael Esparza. He'll get you everywhere you need to know to get whatever you need to know when you need to know it. Let's see, John's at Kansas wins the uniform contest, but yes, I'm with you. K-State barely. Kansas does win it. I mean, they do have some fly stuff. I mean, to be outside of Oregon, they do come correct. I do agree with you on there. So let's jump into Ready, Set, NFL. So let's cover what we got in the NFL. What good stuff we have. So Kyler Murray returned. Kyler Murray and his new line of men's sports bras have returned to the Cardinals and get a win, which probably sealed the fate of Atlanta's head coach. He's probably going to get out. You can't lose to a guy who hadn't played football in a year, a team that's lost 6 or 7 straight games. Bad look for Atlanta. I guess Kyler Murray still has a little bit left. I guess Arizona feels that he's watching film again. I don't know. I thought they were done with him. But when they traded off Josh Dobbs, who once again has done some miraculous stuff, go to a team, don't know where the locker. Did you see that? He didn't know where the locker room is. He had to get directed by security to the locker room, and then he goes out and wins games. So Josh Dobbs, man, that dude, he might be my beast within. How he just keeps unleashing his inner beast, but yet no one wants to give him a starting job. Don't get it. But, oh, well, we digress. So takes care of that. And, wow, does the Steelers have to be the most interesting team in the NFL? 9 games. We've been behind in yards. We have been outgained in every game that we've played, but yet we are 6-3. Tied for second place with Cleveland in the AFC North with their quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Creeper is out for the rest of the season with season-ending shoulder surgery. So Myles Garrett is going to have to win by himself. This is the way it looks. Let's see. They got rid of Jacoby Brissett too, didn't they? So, man, guess you should have kept him. Collar running with the football still looks like my taller trying. He does look like one of them little munchie cheese, don't he? But that's get me off subject. Where was I? Yes, Deshaun Watson. No, the Steelers, most interesting. Outgained, but yet we're still 6-3, sitting in a good spot. This is a team that's intriguing. You got one of the top 5 defenses in the league, but yet you give up yards. I mean, but in the fourth quarter, you got the number 2 defensive in the league, and you probably got a top 10 offense in the league. I don't get it. In the fourth, it's 3 quarters. You just stick around and hang around and blah, blah, blah. And then the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, we're an offensive and juggernaut. It's amazing. But shout out to TJ and Highsmith, though. These guys, man, put pressure, and they just keep coming at you. They just keep coming at you until you make a mistake. We got that classic bend, don't break defense. And eventually our offense, Trent Dilfer style, will come in the fourth quarter. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, Mike Tomlin, if he pulls this off, you have to give him Coach of the Year. You have to give him Coach of the Year. And I think we got, these next 2 games are the hard games, and we got four games that are winnable in a row. Let's see. We have Cleveland this week, but without Deshaun Watson, we can beat them because we've beaten them already. Then we have Cincinnati. We have Cincinnati twice, but then we have some winnable games, man. This is a shot. I think we can make the playoffs. I think we can. Mike Tomlin's streak stays alive. But anyway, we're going to keep moving. Okay, talking to him forever. Giants bench Matt Jones and still lose. I guess you could say this could be the evil emperor Belichick's last year. You thought it was all about you. Brady went off and left you, got him another ring, competed for another one. So it looks like you're out of there, buddy. Who's going to be the next coach? I have no idea. Heard some Gable, heard a couple other names, but I'm pretty much telling you, unless you win out Bill Belichick, which is probably not going to happen, it looks like it's going to be a breakup between the Kraft family and the Belichick era. You know what I mean? Sad. You got to go, but you know what I mean? There's time. Relics. Got to put these relics out here, bro. Not fair. Let's see. We talked about the Browns a little bit about the Deshaun Watson being out. Got to give up the Ravens for the collapse to the Browns coming back with a big win. Let's see. Who else we got? CJ Stroud looks like he's the real deal. Obviously, he's going to be Rookie of the Year. I know his name keeps trying to pop into the MVP race. I mean, his numbers look good. He's setting records for rookies that rookies haven't done. Keep an eye on this. I think that marriage with Nico Ryan's, now Nico Collins. It's odd to see an Ohio State Michigan connection like this. These guys have found a connection, and I like it. It looks really good. So we'll see how it goes. Houston looks good. Houston looks real good. Colts get a big win in Germany over the Evil Empire. We did talked about that. Big win for the Colts. Gardner Minshew is doing his thing. He's keeping them competitive. He makes mistakes, but he's keeping them competitive. He keeps them in it. Yeah, it's really hard not to see. You got what is the running back's name? Why could I not think of his name? Well, he's coming back into shape. Last couple weeks, getting more carries, more touches. You're seeing him bounce around and read holes a little bit more. I'm liking what I'm seeing. This defense is outstanding. Shaq Leonard, he's having some eternal issues within him and the organization because they got a guy who's playing much better, who basically came in and took you, Jonathan Taylor. Yes, a guy who come in and took your position because you haven't been on the field the last few years. So it looks like you're designated to a high-paid backup, which probably means that the Colts are going to release him at the end of the season. Good guy, but you got to be on the field. You got to be available. It's one thing my buddy Storm always say, the best availability is the best ability is availability. So there you go, Jonathan Taylor, goofball. Yes, I know. It just happened. It goes away. It goes away. Sometimes it just goes away. I think Bill is under a contract for another year. They will most likely get some trade value. A coach rarely did. Listen, this trade coaches is hilarious to me. I'm not trading a coach. If you want to coach someone else, you're going to forfeit the rest of your contract, and you can go away. But trading coaches, that's for assets, that's ridiculous. And who's going to trade for him? Who's going to trade for him? I wouldn't trade for him. I would just fire him. I mean, he can't be that much in a year. Like you've had him all this time. He probably has gotten all this guaranteed money. Let that old man go get him a fishing boat. You know what I mean? Off the New England Pier up in Maine and get him some Maine lobster and have some New England style clam chowder or something. We got to get him out of here. Let's see. Last up, we got the Raiders are 2-0 under interim coach. Looks like they're playing more inspired football. Everybody's getting involved. It's pretty nice what's going on that your coach rolls in an old school classic. You know what I mean? Minshew has Moxie. Oh, believe that was low. So, yeah, Raiders look good. Don't know how long it's going to last. Are they going to actually give the brother a shot if he keeps this turnaround up? I see. Luke has the toss, the imp. What? Purdue. Oh, man. You got to give those shout outs. Best Purdue quarterback ever is Drew Brees. Let's see. That means what? Let's see. I've done that. So, that takes us into the picks. Oh, NFL Power Rankings for Week 11. Philadelphia still at the top. Kansas City, San Francisco's moving up with the win with a convincing win over the Jaguars in their streak. The Lions are steady. Baltimore stays in the top 5 after taking their L. Miami, Dallas, Cleveland, Jacksonville, and Cincinnati. I'm going to give Dallas a little props. Dak's playing good football. We're going to see how that goes. They come up against the good teams and they falter, but they are looking good against the Giants. All right, so that takes us to our NFL version of the Doc Sports Picks of the Week. Again, make sure you text to hashtag BWSports 229002. Blah, 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 blah. All right, we'll hit play again. Make sure you text hashtag BWSports to 29022 for your free $60 in picks. Yes, he is out of there. So you got the Bengals headed into the Ravens. Bengals took a bad loss last week to Cleveland after being up, I think it was 17 in the game, and you let them come back. Baltimore is at home. They have a small line at -3.5. 46.5 is the over-under in this particular game. Baltimore looks good, having problems closing games. Cincinnati is having the same problem that they've had over the years. Can't protect Joe Burrow. You got to give Joe Cool a chance. I don't think they're gonna get that chance this week either. Cincinnati loses 2 in a row. Baltimore rights the ship. I am the lone believer in Lamar Jackson. That is me. By a touchdown, Bengals need a win after the crap Browns game. Yeah, you need a win, but you're not going to get a win because Lamar and them need a win too. Let's see. What do we got here? Game 2. We got a doozy here, buddy. We got the Cardinals sitting at 2-8, and you got the Texans at 5-4. Houston has the 4-point favorite. 47.5 is the over/under. Cardinals are on a one-game winning streak with the returning sports bar line Kyler Murray. So we should see how this goes. You got a very positive, upbeat, young football team with a new coach, new quarterback, new receiver in Houston, Texas. I'm buying in what's going on down in Houston. 2 years, next year, they're going to challenge Jacksonville and Indianapolis for that AFC South. Mark it down. Steven is the lone Cardinals lover here. I think Steven is just picking things. I don't even think he's even looking at what he's picking at. So, but he's got a rebel. He's a rebel. Hilarious. All right, so we're moving on to our last game of the week, the last NFL games or our pick. This is the game of the week. You have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the semi-red hot Kansas City Chiefs. You got a defense versus the offense. This is a Super Bowl rematch. Kinda. So we'll see how it goes. I think it is Super Bowl rematch. We've been waiting for it. Eagles get their revenge, or does Kansas City complete their dominance over the NFC? Most people like Kansas City. They've been looking good because you see Patrick Mahomes. He's a flashy quarterback, but they haven't been on syncs with everybody. They've been winning games because of their defense. I think this is a game Philadelphia's offense starts to get on track with the connections to his wide receiver, Jalen Hurts. I think they've been hiding him a little bit with some injuries that I don't think they're really telling people about. But I feel this defense is really, really good, and I think they're going to put Patrick Mahomes in situations that he doesn't like to be in, and eventually the travel of the celebrity of Kelsey is going to catch up with these guys. I know he's a phenomenal tight end, phenomenal football player, but you can't be overseas at a Taylor Swift concert to be back ready to play football in the same week. I just don't. I think it's going to play a factor in it at some point in time. At some point, he's going to have to choose football or celebrity. And I am going with the Eagles. Bam. Ooh, 10 minutes. Got to wrap this up. Got to get ready for that was the last pick. So, yeah, I did wrap it up. That is funny. So here we go. We're finishing up. That was our last pick for the NFL version of our BW Sports Doc Sports picks of the week. Again, make sure you text BW Sports 229022 to get your free $60 in picks. So there you have it, my friends, for week. Let's see, season 5, episode 11. Should be fun. We got great games picked, and there's going to be great games on both sides other than the ones that we pick. Make sure you get out there and support some of your local teams, some of these high school games, good energy, and that's where you want to see these future stars. This is where you're going to see them at on the local level. So make sure you do that. Let's see, and what else do we have for you? We like friends. You like friends. Our friends are good friends. Your friends are good friends. So we'll all be friends together. Check out all of our people. We have Elite Sports. We got Checkered Life Customs. We have You Can Bet That. Doc Sports Picks. We got My Bookie, The Fighter's Friend, The One's Kitchen, Inner B Sportswear, and Southern Combat Productions. And who do we have pulling up on the rear? We have deals, discount stores, and more. So check out our friends, checking out your friends, being our friends. And if you want to check out our lineup, here you go. These are all of our shows. We got the Dukes of Football. We got the State of Basketball Checkers and Records, kicking it with Steven and Greg. Just a little bit outside Comeback Zone, and our new project, having fun over there with the Hockey World and the Source. The Puck drops here. So make sure you check out all of those shows on our YouTube page to get all of the syndicated shows. You can watch them every time you want to, whenever you want to. So go over and check it out. So there you have it. The One, BW Sports, Dukes of Football. We're having fun. You're having fun. We're having fun. Now I got to go sit in the Zoom meeting and listen to people who just now figure out travel sports for youth is expensive. So to you, to me, to them, we love football. We love you. We love me. I'm out. Holla. I guess I'm supposed to go pew, 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 pew.